I've had my old steampunk goggles, but now they're broken, so it's kind of just a really awkward monocle that I need to do something with. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Gear Corner. As Cody jumps on my hi. Cody, say hi. Wasn't intending to do this intro, but maybe you want to be part of it. Anyways, welcome back to the Gear Corner, our in-depth look at all things Gear Chronicle. I'm your host. That's the co-host. Y'all know the drill. Today we're going to be looking at two cards that we've actually gotten basically the first wave of support after Gear Chronicle was released, the standard, in January of 2018. Now, Bushiroad tried to give us support every year. It's kind of the original. That looks weird. Does it look better down here? Yeah. Bushiroad tried to give us support every year for every clan. It's kind of their mission for standard. But it's the end of 2019. We're just getting announced our next wave of support that will be coming out in April, I believe. April of 2020. So yeah, it's like 2.5 years. That's game. Well, 2 and a couple months. But yeah, you get the picture. We haven't had support in a while. That said, there have been two cards that were recently released. One for the clan, one not for the clan. And we're going to go over them today. So here we go. First of all, we'll talk about the actual supports, because I have a little bit more to say about this one. This is, what's that, History Maker Dragon? Retro X Dragon, a grade 1 promo that they got in Japan a long time back. And we're finally getting in the States thanks to the Infinity Crisis promos, Infinity Cradle, whatever that set's called. So, grade 1, let's go over his effect real quick. He has an auto effect that after attack that it boosted, you can counterblast 1, then bind him to choose one card in your grade 2 in your drop zone and return it back to your hands. This is pretty cool. Counterblast 1 may seem like a thing, but really the deck doesn't counterblast at all. I mean, you got Lost Legends on ride, counterblast 2 to draw a card, but at least in my logic, in my mind, you don't always want to use that. Gear Chronicle, especially with its triple drive off Mystery Flare Dragon, is very prone to decking itself out. So I think unless you actually need that hand advantage at that point in time, the Counterblast 2 for a draw 1 isn't really always necessary. So it does free your Counterblast to do basically whatever you want with it. Boom, he's your prime target. Cycling back your cards from drop zone real quick, we'll go into a couple of them. Just sorting through the deck. Got a couple of on-play skills. And one of the best cards in the deck. There are some options, but Shaboom, Shaboom. These cards are basically the same thing. I'm not the biggest fan of her, but we're trying her out right now. Basically, on place, bind a card from your drop zone. Neat. On place, bind a card from your hands. Slightly better, because that means that you don't have to set up for it as much. You should have a card in your hand. And of course, he's also your 13k beater that lets you cycle great. Guard Restrict. All I'm gonna say about him, Guard Restrict is a great thing to have in the deck. And you could add any of these back to your hand, plus other cards, like your standard 10k blocker, which is okay against Axel maybe, where you have multiple attacks to deal with. They also have card returner, their own little control card, and I would say they have one more in Gun Buzzle, but that card kind of binds itself and isn't really a target for grabbing out of the drop zone. But yeah, get the picture between those cards, everything that's coming out in the future. This makes you very toolboxy. Binding itself is great for your bind count, even if it's just 1. Remember that you are going off odd numbers for all the prime numbers that this card targets, so that is a good. I appreciate him, and he is my new friend, Steve. I don't know why his name's Steve. As for the other card, this came actually not from Gear Chronicle at all, but something that you guys probably know. It's Valkyrian, the astral deity. And his effects, basically doesn't matter to us. Like, I'll read it just for general purposes, but literally he doesn't matter at all. This card can't be ridden. Boo. If you don't have an astral plane, retire this unit. We don't use astral planes, that doesn't matter. On place, you look at 5 cards, put 1 among each. I'm not going to stop reading this. His effect literally doesn't matter. He's just a grade 5 unit that can be put in our deck because he is a little something that we like to call Cry Elemental. Now, all you guys that don't remember from back in the fun days of G era, they slowly came out with all these Cry Elemental cards that can basically be placed in any deck. So they're kind of like your little techs. One of them like enabled your limit break. One of them kind of stopped attacks after a while, and they all did their own little things. They were nice little techs. So, Big Boy is a Cray Elemental. That means we could run him. And we do run him, because this is the most important thing right there. At number 5, he is our best Stride Fighter now. Bind 5 will instantly get you to your second skill off Idealize, as well as your first skill, and like all you need is a grade 2 to hit your double crits off of Mystery Flare. So super great for acceleration, obvious Stride Fodder, and there's really not much to say about him. I mean, he's basically just glorified Stride Fodder. That said, because he is just a vanilla generic card that doesn't do much for you, it does kind of clog the deck a little bit. Not that that's a bad thing, because you can always drop him for a perfect card or something, but it's essentially 4 cards out of your 50 card deck, well, your 49 card deck, because perfect, the starter or whatever, that are in there just to be fodder. They serve literally no other purpose, which is kind of sad. That said, we do not look back on Valkyrian. We say, hi Valkyrian, what's up? We put him in the bind zone, and he does good things for us. So that's pretty much all there is to him. That's all I really had to say about these 2 cards for now. Let me know in the comments below what other combos you come up with him. Like I said, this really toolboxes you a lot, which is great, and this is glorified Stride Fodder. That being said, next time, I actually have 2 little things I wanted to do. So, I want to make this a little interactive. Comments down below which of these 2 you think we should handle first. First one, I would like to show off a deck that features these 2 cards, the ones that we went over today, and kind of updates the deck. So look for a new deck profile of that. And the other one will actually be the other 2 support cards that we haven't gotten yet in America, because Japan has been hoarding a couple other promos on us that haven't been released. So until next time, you're signing out for the Gear Corner. My dog's still asleep on. I gotta show you my dog. She's so freaking cute. She has to be in every video. Right, Cooney. And until then, some sort of Gear Chronicle time steampunk related sign off. I haven't thought of one yet. Like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye.